Well, good morning from real close to Land Between the Lakes. That's not our destination, but kind of that's just east of kind of where Kentucky gets real thin, and you got Indiana to the north, Tennessee to the south. We're kind of right there in that little kind of point where our next stop west would be Missouri. However, that's not going to be our destination. We are now headed kind of down south along the river with towards Tennessee. And here's the deal with this trip. This is our big trip, which is planned. Honestly, who knows? Yeah, XYZ, as Alana just said. We were originally, these 2 weeks is when we were going to be on our cruise to Italy, Barcelona, Venice, Spain. We were going to have a big 2-week thing. We just kept those vacation days, and then we thought, you know what we'll do instead? We've wanted to go to Banff National Forest, so we'll go to Banff. Well, with COVID, you can't get into Canada yet, so we're not going to Banff. Then we rescheduled, and we said, and this is the horrible truth to some of our planning, is we thought, hey, we want to get out to California and kind of go up the Sierras to visit all the parks there. We really wanted to start in Death Valley and then move up to the Sequoia, Kings Canyon, and then into Yosemite. Well, in this time, literally everything's on fire. It's really sad that was our thought, was to get out there before fires, and then lo and behold, we have such horrific fires. So I missed last week's vlog and video because Alana and I last minute, literally 2 days ago, decided it's not safe, we are not going there, so then what are we doing? And we honestly still don't know. We're keeping the front part of our plans, which was to head west on a southern route. So this was last night we actually started, but it was kind of a head start. We just drove 6 hours last night to get here, and then we're going to continue making our way down. Tonight's plan is to camp in either the Ozark National Forest, and if we hack this, I'm sorry, but I think it's the Ouachita National Forest, which is just to the south. It sounds like you're doing some laundry or something. Ouachita. Anyway, we're going to stay in one of those backcountry camping. We're staying on the tent, and then we're going to continue making our way west. Enough words for now. Here we go. All right, well, here we are in Arkansas, about halfway across. We got across the Mississippi. We're in the boring part of the states. I mean that with kindness. It is different. It's nice. It's just it's flat. It's grass. It's, you know, fields and whatnot. We just stopped for lunch, and yeah, so far we've been pretty much on U.S. routes. We took 62. Anyway, we've been on U.S. routes to now we're on, what are we, 67?
Yes.
And then we're going to pick up 64 as we continue to head our way down south. So, Lana's getting ready to make us a tuna fish sandwich, and then we'll be back at it. Here we go. Well, we made it to camp, and I just finished showing you some B-roll of it. What an amazing sight. It's a really cool sight. We literally, in fact, I turned the camera towards the truck because there's quite a bit of running water and rapids behind us, a little bow in a stream river. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. We ended up going south into the Ouachita. Ouachita, doggone it.
Ouachita.
Alana and I ended up conversing about this, and when I mean conversing, I kind of mean a bicker. And when we both can't agree on how something's supposed to be pronounced, usually we're both wrong. And in this case, we were. Google won. It's Ouachita. which, you know, I know it's like French and then Indian and blah, 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 but I'm going to put the letters down there again. Does that make any sense, Ouachita? Anyhow, amazing forest, pretty well maintained forestry road to get here. There was one little spot into this site that did require at least kind of a little bit of clearance. Wilma had absolutely no issue getting us here with it at all. In fact, our toughest spot was just kind of finding a place that was level.
Yep.
Now, when it comes to sharing locations for all of this trip, and really my channel and as a whole, I'm going to give you pretty generic locations. If it's widely known or there's a mark in Google, I'll give you the exact GPS locations. Things like this campsite, I'm going to tell you what forest I'm staying in, but I'm going to leave the rest up to you. That's exactly what Alana and I do. Yep. And while we did find this website via an app that's specifically for overlanding, I'm going to let you do that research. It's really pretty important. What I'm not going to do is just start unfollowing and go on the no share location rampage and madness that I'm seeing on a lot of pages. And the reason is that I am often inspired by photos, and I'm very thankful when people tell me where they are. I'm not looking for them to disclose the exact place they put their camera and feet. In fact, I don't even want it. But tell me what park, tell me the town, give me some kind of way where I can drop some points and save it and put a trip like this together. That's exactly what's happened here, and here we are. So by all means, do some research. This is an amazing forest. I think some of the camps in the Ozark National Forest, which is just on the north side of 40, would be just as great. Now, I know I'm getting long-winded here, but I do have to also share that we knew this campsite was amazing. I had no plans whatsoever for photography. I just hoped maybe some would happen in the woods or something like that. If the smoke from the forest fires out west doesn't impact us, it looks like the skies are going to clear. And while we're down kind of in a bowl along the water, that S-curve I said, there were some teenagers here earlier, and kind of over my shoulder there's a rock to stand out on, and they were cliff diving off into a deep hole. From that, it looks exactly south, where I think, if PhotoPills is working correctly, I think the Milky Way is going to turn up and look upstream. So I'm really excited about that. There's also some pools that I think I'm going to be able to take some photos of. But as far as tonight and video, I'm going to wrap at least this piece up now. I'm going to keep going with the video into tomorrow, but I'm going to wrap this up, meaning tonight, up right now. We've had a great day of driving and traveling. And yeah, the next thing you see is going to be any of the photos I got from within 300 feet of where our butts are planted right now. So I just, like, I gleeked on camera. And on that bombshell, bye-bye. All right, well, we had an absolutely fantabulous campsite and camping in the Ouachita. Ouachita. I'm not going to get it. National Forest. We are all the way through Arkansas. We're hitting the road today. Unless we find something that we find interesting, we're pretty much buzzing straight through Oklahoma on 40. And we are heading into Texas to Palo Duro State Park for tonight. So we'll have a few more amenities, and it's an area I'm hoping that we can get there in time for a little bit of a hike. So with that said, I'm going to shut up. I will see you in Palo Duro State Park. Well, there you go. Quite a bit of pavement pounding to get to our final destination, which is Palo Duro Canyon State Park, just south of Amarillo, Texas. Alana's and my original intention here was basically just to check the place out, have a nice camp overnight, and then hit the road as we continued west. But as I mentioned early on with the fires out west, this was actually our last reserved and for sure stop. And I can tell you, we already wish that we had left just a little bit more time here. We did get here in enough time to go ahead and take in a little bit of a hike. Lana and I have been hiking around. I stopped here for some photos with this scene behind me. I've likely already shown you those images, although maybe I might not have taken the final yet. I'm going to wait to see if I get some belt of Venus light in the sky above the cliffs there, because with the little wispy clouds that might just happen. But this was a really neat scene that I liked. I'm going to holler for Alana and find her. She got tired of waiting on me and walked off and was doing something. But we're going to go down, have some dinner, and decide whether we're staying here for a little bit longer or whether we're going to move on to White Sand Dunes National Park in New Mexico. So whether we do that or not, you're going to have to wait till next week. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I think it's getting a little bit long. By all means, if you've enjoyed the video, been following along, please give me a like, also subscribe, and then hit those notifications so you can find out where we end up for our tomorrow morning, your next week. So thanks for following along. Bye-bye.